Going on, people? Hope you are all good. Today's subject is food, one of my favourite things, and I know it's yours too, so don't lie to me. But yeah, it's all good, and I want to give you some pointers to get you in the right direction and to optimize your health and to optimize how you feel. So it's not just about the body transformation, it's not just about the physical body in terms of aesthetically, but we're talking about the emotional and mental and energetic level of you. And how to optimize that, and I'll give you some protocols and some strategies which work well. Now, firstly, you've got to have something that you can stick to and that's part of your lifestyle and that you can enjoy as well. So let's get this straight. Don't have to eat food you don't want to eat. There's such a variety. We don't have to do that. But I will say is I advocate 90% clean diet in your diet. So that's 2,000 calories. You've got 1,800 clean, unprocessed, natural foods. Now it's up to you if it's either vegan or meat or etc. But I will say more of a plant-based diet is more optimal for your health and just the way you feel a lot better. Personally, I sort of eat mainly plant food-based diet, but I do eat some animal stuff in terms of like salmon, eggs, some dairy. Sometimes I do eat chicken and steaks. I really do like them, but I don't feel as good and I don't optimize how I feel. So for that reason, I don't eat them all the time. Now, like I said, it's a personal preference, and I think it's really important to optimize, like I said, the sort of unprocessed natural foods, ideally organic, to really sort of get the best out of you. So here we're not talking about being average, we're talking about elevating you, optimizing your health, and feeling the best you can feel. So I think that's really important. And like I said about listening to your body. So obviously we've got to have a strategy in terms of the calories and the macros. The overall timing of your food and your meals does not matter as much as the overall amount and how consistent you are. The biggest problem people have with their health and their eating is they're inconsistent with being consistent with in terms of the quality and the quantity of food. So if you can get the consistency and find what works for you, you're really going to sort of, level up in terms of how you feel and towards your transformation goals as well. So I think that's really important, finding what works for you. If you don't train a lot, I would definitely advocate intermittent fasting. Now, you don't have to do that to be healthy, but if you're not training a lot, you're giving your digestion a rest, you're optimizing your hormones, and it can be really effective. It can be really effectively train as well. So you need to really obviously have that structure and find what works for you. And you can have a variety of food. The best way and the easiest way and the most effective way is to track your food, so you know you can account for your food and you know you're staying on track, because a lot of people do feel guilty when they eat things and they've got this sort of box of healthy and unhealthy. And the only thing that is unhealthy to me, obviously, is too much processed junk food. Now, you can have a little bit of that. I'm not saying you should never eat, you shouldn't eat out, because you still need to live your life. You still need to enjoy yourself. So you do need to have that balance. So, you don't want to live like a monk, but let's do some, let's have some sacrifice. Let's have some discipline in terms of how much, you're eating out, how much you're having those takeaways and stuff. And if you do have those, just have a bit of common sense. And if you're having stuff with, like, say, ice cream or something, you could get maybe the protein ice cream or reduce and just save on the calories. So sometimes it's just as simple as, just having some common sense and applying that and having some initiative. And I think that's really important in terms of reaching where you want to go and optimizing that and having longevity with your eating habits, because like I said, a lot of people are inconsistent with being consistent. So if you can find what works for you, and what I have found works really well is obviously just being a bit more creative. And I've made a recipe ebook for my clients, and that gives them variety when they're bored of their, sort of more routine, or they want to enjoy themselves more on, say on the weekend and stuff, and then they don't feel as guilty because they're making it themselves. They know the quality of the ingredients is going in, and they're saving on their calories, which I think is really important. Now, like I said, you don't have to eat nothing you don't want to eat, but let's optimize the quality of the foods you eat, and let's keep, this a long-lasting lifestyle change in 2021, because this is not a fad. I'm not advocating no fads. So I really want you to think a bigger picture of your health in the longer term, let's say, 10, 20 years, because food can slowly kill you, or it can, it's basically everything you eat is either keeping you alive or slowly killing you. And that's why we've got so many health problems in this country. Now, they might have a pandemic with COVID, but the real problem is people's health with stress, with nutrition, especially with nutrition, all the chemicals in foods and things like that cause cancer. So I think it's really, really good and to optimize your nutrition, and even if it costs more money, and it's like you can't put a price on value, especially on your health. Now, if you're spending an extra £50 a week on good food, for me that would be a sort of an investment in myself. And you could even save the money that you spend on takeaways and buy more organic and better quality foods like that. It's what you value and sort of what you spend your time, money and energy on that's going to give you a better fulfilling life and feeling better in yourself. So really think consciously about your actions like I've talked about in the past, but apply it to your food and realize that all these things are having a cause and effect on your body in the long term. Now, how do you want to feel when you're 60? Because if you really optimize your nutrition and your health, when you're 60, you can be feeling like most people are when they're 40 or even younger. And you see a lot of people when they're older and they have poor diets and they smoke and they excessively drink and things like that, you can see the outcomes you're going to get from that. So I really want you to be conscious, and it doesn't matter what your past habits have been or how old you are now. I really want you to make that conscious choice to change and to make a positive breakthrough in you and your lifestyle in 2021 and move forward.